Coming up on SUTV, we have SUU's Country Western Night.
And we will take you behind the scenes of Rush Week. Stay tuned.
Welcome to SUTV News. I'm Lizzie Lee.
And I'm Amy Andre. Both of SUU's sororities are welcoming new members this week. Last week, Alpha Phi and Delta Psi Omega hosted their semi-annual Rush event, hoping to gain more members. The groups held events all week, including a Meet the Greeks luncheon, service night, and philanthropy night. Rush Week gives both organizations a chance to meet girls who hold their same values and interests. Alpha Phi held invite-only events, while Delta Psi Omega has open events all week. Neither organization brought in as many members as they were hoping, but both are happy with their new members.
SUU's fraternities also have new members, but their recruitment process is a little different. Sigma Chi and Chi Phi fraternities offer open events throughout the week to attract new members. Rush Week is meant to bring in new people and bond older members of the organization. Spring Rush usually has a lower turnout than fall, but both fraternities managed to gain new members.
This past Friday on the 19th, Southern Utah University students had a Cowboys and Cowgirls Country Western Night. The fun-filled night took place in the Student Center Ballroom in Rotunda. They had instructed line dancing, roping, mechanical bowls, and a country-style buffet for all who came to the event. The event was hosted by SUU's Western Swing Dance Club Rodeo Team and Student Programming Board.
SUU's Human Rights Club is raising awareness of human trafficking this week. The club is passing out flyers in the mall to educate passers-by on the problem. They are also promoting the Anti-Human Trafficking Conference this Wednesday. The conference will feature members of the Utah Attorney General's Office and others. They will be speaking about Utah's human trafficking problems.
SUU students got to know their representatives better today. SUUSA hosts Get to Know Your Representative events every month. Today, SUSA officers asked interested students to sign a midterm policy petition. The petition proposes a policy requiring professors to post grades at midterm. If you are interested in signing the petition, stop by the Student Center Office 177.
Iron County Children's Justice Center is hiring 3 mental health counselors to work with local schools. These professionals will provide counseling at Cedar Middle School, Canyon View Middle School, and Parowan High School. These counselors will help students during school hours. Stephanie Furnival, director of the Children's Justice Center, is excited about the counselors. Many trauma-informed counselors in the area have long waiting lists right now and are not accepting new patients. It can also be difficult for families to get their kids to counseling during regular business hours, as parents must miss work and check their students out of school. These counselors will provide a way for students to receive the counseling they need without placing an extra burden on families.
Coming up, we'll let you know about the recent mudslide prevention at Bryan Head.
And we'll fill you in on the Women's March around the country. Stay tuned.
Oh, you got it. You know, since I got rid of my car, I really enjoy walking.
Okay. God, no.
Getting pulled over for buzz driving could cost you around $10,000 in fines, legal fees, and increased insurance rates.
Oh, you're home early. You live with your mom?
That'll set your game back a few years. Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
So, I'm kind of new here, but I've noticed a trend. My human does this funny thing where she goes around and gets all my toys, and then she hides them in that basket by the door. You know, but it's always the same basket, and it's always in the same place. And then she acts so surprised when I find them, but, you know, she's putting them in the same basket. Again. It's like, hello, that's where you put it last time. You were the worst at hide and go seek.
Every day across America, excess food is gathered by a network of good people at local food banks, giving hope to millions of children who struggle with hunger. They've earned their wings, and you can too. Together, we can solve child hunger. Support Feeding America and your local food bank at feedingamerica.org.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Swan Valley's recovery from the Brian Head Fire is facing new challenges. Crews are working to ensure no further flood damage is done to Highway 143 and surrounding areas, including Parowan City. In order to mitigate additional damage from flooding, the city converted an old gravel pit into a settling pond. The pond slows down the flow of runoff and catches debris before it hits the flood channel. Major repairs are still in the design and engineering phase. Full recovery from the fire is expected to last 3 to 5 more years.
Dominoes are continuing to fall in the USA Gymnastics scandal. Yesterday, after a week of testimony in Larry Nassar's trial, the chairman, vice chairman, and treasurer of USA Gymnastics all stepped down. Over 100 women have testified against the organization's former trainer, detailing years' worth of sexual abuse. In addition to sharing their stories, many of the women have been critical of Nassar's former employers, USA Gymnastics and Michigan State University. The two organizations claim they were unaware of the abuse, despite years of accusations. If convicted, Nassar will add another 125 years to his current 60-year prison sentence.
The USA government is back up and running today. After a 4-day shutdown that started Friday, both houses of Congress passed a temporary spending bill. During the closure, visitors could drive into the local national parks, but the visitor centers at places like Kolob Canyon were closed. Bathrooms were locked, and other than a very limited law enforcement presence, all National Park employees were furloughed for 3 days. With funding from the Bryce Canyon National History Association, Bryce Canyon Visitor Center did remain open during the weekend. Congress must solve the funding conflict before the short-term funding gap expires in 2 weeks, or the parks and other federal agencies may close again.
The government shutdown Saturday didn't stop people from around the country participating in the second annual Women's March. Over 1 million people around the world took to the streets on the anniversary of Donald Trump's inauguration. After last year's march protesting the election, this year's march focused on different issues. Many speeches were about ending sexual assault on women, including continuing the efforts of the Me Too and Time's Up movements. In the past few months, the movements have encouraged survivors of sexual abuse to speak out. The movement even spread to Utah, where celebrities at Sundance Film Festival in Park City took the stage to speak about their experiences.
This weekend, snow caused accidents across Cedar City. Winter road conditions set in Saturday as snow froze into ice. A series of accidents occurred on the West Center Street Bridge. Police were called to the icy bridge where 2 cars were involved in a crash. The line of cars behind the crash also experienced a chain reaction of small accidents. Students are asked to maintain good winter driving habits in the preparation for later snowfall this season.
The first snowfall of the year hit Cedar City this weekend. For some, the storm came as a blessing, but for others, not so much. SUU students looking to escape the cold headed down to St. George. Just 45 minutes south of the storm, the sun was shining and temperatures were in the 60s. SUU student Nick Schultes and his friends went down south to play soccer.
What brings you down to St. George today?
Well, the weather in Cedar City was really bad. There's snow everywhere, so we drive down to St. George to play in all right weather.
Why did you choose St. George as your destination?
Well, it's...
Coming up, Damon will let us know weather. Stay tuned.
I'm a teacher. Let me tell you what I make. I make learning a privilege, not a chore, and frustration a tool, not an obstacle. I make working hard seem easy and giving up impossible. I make an old subject feel like a fresh thought and unconventional methods common. I'm a teacher. I make more.
Travel is part of the American way of life.
When we're on vacation, we keep an eye out for anything that looks out of place.
Miss your bag.
When we travel from city to city, we pay attention to our surroundings.
Everyone plays a role in keeping our community safe.
Whether you're traveling for business or pleasure, be aware of your surroundings. If you see something suspicious, say something to local authorities.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
For 3 months, I was being treated for high blood pressure and migraines, which were actually the symptoms. The cause was kidney disease. If you were a member of one of those high-risk groups, I would have your kidney function checked. Early detection can prevent further kidney damage. It was amazing even to my doctor how much diet impacted my personal disease. The power to reduce risk for kidney disease is in your hands. I just feel that my whole life has come back to me.
Welcome to your Cedar City Weather Report. I'm Damon Day, bringing you the daily weather. It's finally winter in Cedar City. The snowstorm this weekend dumped nearly 8 inches of snow in the city. The storm brought people out to play, including residents sledding at the Cal Ranch Hill. College and elementary students went out to spend time with friends and family, sled, and then enjoy some hot chocolate. Oh, that's exactly what I need right now. It's kind of chilly outside, but it's actually pretty nice. I'm going to let you guys know what's coming up on this week in the weather. So right now, it's 35 degrees and sunny, which is kind of chilly, like I said, but it's really nice. No precipitation in the forecast today. Humidity's about halfway, so a little wetter than normal in Cedar City, and there's virtually no wind here. Tomorrow, we're looking at 47 for a high, also really nice, and a low of 30, so just a touch below freezing. Sunrise and sunset, and you can see the days are getting longer, of course. We're on our way to summer. And this is the statewide forecast right now. Up in Logan, we have 28, and Ogden, 37. Up in the capital, we have 40 degrees in Salt Lake, 40 degrees in Provo, and down in the south, we have 36 here in Cedar, and then 54 in St. George. So if you guys are planning on going down to St. George, well, better go down quickly because it's going to end soon. And then we got 39 in Moab. And then looking at our weekly forecast, tomorrow we have 47, and then Thursday, a little pretty windy, 44. It's like kind of a chilly low, so there's going to be quite a wind chill going on. But looking at this weekend, Saturday we have a few clouds, but Sunday, look at that, 51 and 28 degrees. So if you guys are planning on traveling this weekend, you'll have a pretty good chance at being safe. So thank you for tuning in. I am Damon Day.
Thanks for the update, Damon.
Aaron, what do we have next for sports?
Coming up on SUTV Sports, we've got basketball and DeMario Warren rumors. Stay tuned.
Think you found every hazard out here today? Think again. The spot you missed could be a killer. That spot on your skin could be skin cancer. If you're a man over 50, you're in a group most likely to develop skin cancer, including melanoma, the kind that kills one person every hour. That's why your best shot is to check for a spot. It's easy. follow through and check your skin. Go to spotskincancer.org to find out how. A message from the American Academy of Dermatology.
Listen up. Each year, hundreds of promising research studies go unfunded for breast cancer, for lung cancer, every cancer. The American Cancer Society has been behind nearly every breakthrough in recent history. But there's still more work to do. So let's make sure that no research is silenced. Let's make noise. Let's make noise. Yeah. And let's finish the fight.
Toxic chemicals and carcinogens are leaching into the environment. It's happening right where we live, work, and play. Everywhere. Cigarette butts are toxic waste. Let's stop the toxic litter. Learn more at rethinkbutts.org.
I'm hungry. I can't see the board.
Good morning, class. Everyone ready to learn today?
Of course they aren't ready. Across America, health barriers keep millions of disadvantaged school children from learning. Children's Health Fund is working to remove those barriers. But to really change the odds for these kids, we need your help. To find out how you can give every child a chance to be healthy and ready to learn, visit childrenshealthfund.org today.
Welcome to SUTV Sports. I'm Aaron Peterson. Despite losing Wednesday to the Idaho Vandals, the men's basketball game had more attendance than usual. The reason? The marketing department for the Athletics organized a special promotion for the tickets for the game against the Vandals were only $1. The result was a magical atmosphere that helped the T-Birds to have a close game against one of the top schools in the Big Sky Conference. The SUU men's basketball team hosted Eastern Washington last Saturday looking for their second Big Sky victory. The T-Birds built an early lead. Jamal Aites laid it in to put the T-Birds on top. Brandon Better hit a three from the corner to get things rolling. Christian Musoku got a spin move and a bucket. Ivan Madunic with the wing three. And a floater by Eastern Washington, and another jumper for the Eagles, and then Brandon Better with the big and one three-pointer, and then Eastern Washington strikes back, and Sir Washington with the floater in the lane, and then Jaden Cohey steps into a three. Ivan Madunic kicks it out to Jacob Calloway, who puts the T-Birds up by 8, but then the Eagles storm back with a couple three-pointers to take a 39-36 lead before James McGee put a three from the corner, followed by Dre Marin, and then Brandon Better from the top of the key. Then the Eagles took the lead back, and in overtime, McGee hits a three, followed by a dish from Morgan to Aites for a layup, and the T-Birds came away with an overtime victory. The women's basketball team went 0-2 last week as they dropped 2 road games to Idaho and Eastern Washington to fall to 2-5 in conference play. They host Montana on Thursday night at 6:30 and Montana State on Saturday at 12:30 in the America First Event Center. SUU football fans continue to wonder about the future of head coach DeMario Warren. After leading the Thunderbirds to a school record 9 Division I wins and a Big Sky championship in 2017, rumors started circulating that Warren could leave for an FBS job. Warren was signed to a 5-year contract extension after the 2016 season. His contract includes a $50,000 buyout for the 2018 season and $25,000 for 2019 and 20. The contract does not have a buyout if Warren takes an FBS coaching or NFL job. That's all I've got for you today. Join us Thursday for a full half hour of local and national sports. Back to you guys at the desk.
Going to any of the football games?
I didn't really go to many.
No,
because, well, I was planning my wedding during that time, so I was like kind of busy, you know. So,
it was a great season, so hopefully we don't lose Coach Warren. Coming up after the break, we will fill you in about the local faculty exhibit.
And we'll tell you about overusage of a popular hike in Canaryville. Stay tuned.
Life is made of moments. Family. A drunk driver could take it all away. Keep your family safe on the road, because after all, nothing is more beautiful. Mothers Against Drunk Driving. Keep your family safe.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy.
Looking for these? You drive buzzed. It could be one very expensive ride.
First, you gotta make bail. Then pay me to get your car back.
Your insurance premiums will go through the roof.
And my legal fees just keep adding up. All told, it could end up costing you $10,000.
Buzzed, busted, and broke. Because buzz driving is drunk driving.
A single ember from a wildfire can travel over a mile. That ember can ignite and destroy your home or community. You can't control where that ember will land. Only what happens before it does. Visit fireadapted.org to learn how you can help protect your community from wildfires.
Southern Utah Museum of Art is now hosting SUU's annual Faculty Art Show. The exhibit features art from a variety of mediums created by SUU art and design faculty. There are 21 SUU professors featured in the showcase. Assistant Professor of Art Benjamin Kirkby has changed his focus from digital art to the 3D realm. He said that learning a new form of art is an interesting and rewarding challenge. The exhibit will run through Saturday, February 24th. Admission to SUMA is free and open to the public.
The town of Canaryville is feeling the effects of having an extremely popular hike right in their backyard. A group of citizens organized a town meeting last week to try to solve the problems of too many hikers and the bad side effects. SUTV's John Smith has more.
This YouTube video shows the stunning features Canaryville Falls offers visitors from all over the world.
The word has gotten out too much. Social media has pushed it out everywhere. It's all around the world. We had people from Germany here with it in their booth. All over the world, Canaryville Falls is known.
When I first started doing it more, it was just very serene and closed off from the world almost. As more people have come, it's kind of lost some of that.
The 350 residents of the small town 10 miles south of Cedar City were overwhelmed by the 40,000 hikers last year. That same year, the town brought in over $100,000 in parking revenue. But some say they would gladly give up the money to have peace and quiet back in their town. Locals claim hikers park illegally, disrespect their property, cause search and rescue missions, and create E. coli pollution in a creek used by farmers for irrigation.
So can you do that?
A group of residents called an open house to bring people together to solve the problems. Land ownership and who is responsible for the hike and crowds is complicated.
And there's multiple landowners, so you park on city property. You used to walk across private land, but you don't anymore because we purchased that private land. And then you walk across BLM land, and the attraction is on Sitla land. So that's why we were all sitting at the table tonight. It's because we all have some kind of partnership.
Sitla land is state of Utah land, right where the beautiful falls are. The coalition wants Iron County to lease the state land and implement an online reservation system to limit the number of hikers. Paid or volunteer staff would monitor permits.
It will never go back to the way it was. Now it is about maintaining the canyon, not letting too much erosion happen, and maintaining the beauty of the canyon, and maintaining the beauty of Canaryville, the town itself also.
Everything is still in proposal stages, but Iron County wants to test the $5 a person fee for a year to see if it reduces the overcrowding and the impact on the town. For SUTV News, I'm John Smith.
Well, have you guys ever gone to Canaryville Falls to hike before?
I've been once or twice, but not as much as I would like to. It's a really beautiful hike.
I had the privilege of sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was just saying I haven't been.
I had the privilege of going back when it was like less popular, so I haven't actually been in the past few years, so I don't know what it's like with. I've heard it's like trash and stuff, like, and
That's
it's
so
just
sad.
That's what I heard last summer. Hopefully it's not like that right now, but I love to hike, so I hope that they can figure out something to do with that. So.
Yeah. It's amazing how popular it's become. Like I've seen it all over the internet. People from all over the world come like right next door to us to go hiking. It's really cool.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity for us to have that so close. Have you been, Aaron?
No, I'm not much of a hiker, but I am ready for the warmer weather.
Yes.
Aren't we all?
Totally. Yeah. It's like the 24th of January. 24th, right? 23rd?
Today's the 23rd.
23rd of January. I don't know my days. And I'm like, I'm already ready for like May, ready for June, you know?
Hopefully we will have spring since winter's been so late.
See.
Yeah, totally.
Thanks for joining us this afternoon. I'm Amy Andre.
And I'm Damon Day.
I'm Aaron Peterson.
And I'm Lizzie Lee. And we'll see you on Thursday for our new sports show.
So they say it's a man's world? I don't see anybody's name on it.
While they were doing their thing, we slowly changed all that.
Today, women can do anything men can do. And there's one thing we're even better at.
Suicide touches the lives of many Americans. You may know someone who's attempted suicide or someone who died from it. Perhaps even you have had thoughts of suicide. For every American who dies from suicide, many others attempt it, and even more may consider taking their own life. I need your help. Please call the number on your screen to learn how you can help prevent suicide.
If you store your guns properly, I'll feel safer when I'm playing outside.
Safer when walking home.
I won't have to tell so many family members. I'm sorry.
I won't hear as many scary stories.
And I won't have to tell my kids. This isn't a drill.
Please.
Please, do it for us.
Your family, friends, and neighbors are all counting on you. Never let your gun get into the wrong hands. Remember, always, lock it up. Visit ncpc.org.